Hello everyone. When we talk about the trigonometric ratios in four quadrants, means we should know about the quadrants also. And for all the angles which are lying in these different four quadrants, we want to find out the trigonometric ratios. To find out that, first of all, we need to know about the signs of these trigonometric ratios in different quadrants. And for that we have a rule which is known as ASTC rule. So in this video we will be learning about ASTC rule, what it is. But before that we should go for the quadrants. We say that any two perpendicular lines divide a plane in four quadrants. We can call them x-axis and y-axis also. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. And we say that these are four quadrants in which the plane has been divided. We call this is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. Do you know why we call them as first, second, third, fourth in this order, not in any other order? If you remember, we have discussed about positive and negative angles in the previous video. According to that, if we say that this is the starting position of the revolving line and it goes to make the positive angle, then positive angle is made when it revolves or it moves in the anti-clockwise direction, in this direction. So when it moves in this direction, first of all, this quadrant comes, and that's why it is known as first quadrant. Further, when it moves, it goes to the next quadrant. This is known as second. Next quadrant goes to third, and the next quadrant is fourth. And this is the reason that the quadrants are named as first, second, third, fourth in the anti-clockwise direction, because we decide the positive direction of the angles. Now, to know about ASTC rule, before that we should also know about what are the angles, different angles for which the radius vector will be lying in these quadrants. When we talk about the first quadrant, see here, what are the angles? Suppose this makes an angle theta which is less than 90 degree or which is less than pi by 2. This will be lying in the first quadrant. So we say in first quadrant the angle will be pi by 2 minus theta, and in degrees we can call it 90 degree minus theta. Furthermore, when we complete this one round by this direction or this radius vector and moves further for theta angle, it comes again to this. It means after completion of 360 degrees or 2 pi radians, again this radius vector, the revolving line, comes to the first quadrant. So we can say that the angle which is greater than 2 pi in radians or greater than 360 degree will lie in the first quadrant. So we can say here 2 pi plus theta, this is 360 plus theta in degrees, or we can take any multiple of 360 degree or 2 pi. So we can also say 2n pi plus theta or 360 into n degree plus theta. In such cases the radius vector will be lying in the first quadrant. When we talk about the second quadrant, you can very well see that after completion of 90 degree, this, if make any angle theta, this is coming to the second quadrant. So this is the angle we can say is 90 plus theta. So when we go to the second quadrant, we say that the revolving line or the radius vector will be lying in the second quadrant if it is making the angle of pi by 2 plus theta, which we say in degrees 90 plus theta. Or we can say it is less than 180 degree. If any angle is less than 180 and greater than 90 degree, that lies in second quadrant. So we can also say that any angle which is pi minus theta or in degrees 180 degree minus theta also lies in the second quadrant. When we talk about the third quadrant, we see that after completion of 180 degrees, when it makes any angle greater than 180, it comes to the third quadrant. It means any angle which is greater than 180 degree, or we can say pi plus theta, or in degrees we can say 180 degree plus theta will be lying in the third quadrant. But if we go in the other way around, then this angle is 270 degree in all we say. If any angle is less than 270 degree or greater than 180 degree, will be lying in the third quadrant. So we can also say here this is 3 pi by 2 minus theta or 270 degree minus theta also lies in the third quadrant. When we talk about the fourth quadrant, see here, after completion of 270 degrees, the radius vector will be coming to the fourth quadrant. It means the angle should be greater than 270 degree or it must be less than 360 degree. So we say any angle which is greater than 3 pi by 2 plus theta. In degrees we can say 270 degree plus theta, or it is less than 360 degree. It means 2 pi minus theta, or we say 360 degree minus theta also lies in the fourth quadrant. Do we talk about the negative angle time? If we move in the clockwise direction, then revolving line makes a negative angle, and if that particular angle is made by this revolving line in the negative direction minus theta, then also we can say it lies in the fourth quadrant. It means what? We can say that minus theta also lies in the fourth quadrant. So we will be discussing about all these particular angles and their trigonometrical ratios in terms of theta in these all cases when we talk about trigonometrical ratios in four quadrants. But what about ASTC rule? Let's discuss that now. As we know about the four quadrants, this is the first quadrant, this is second quadrant, this is third quadrant, this is fourth quadrant. For the angles which lie in different quadrants, what will be the sign of different trigonometrical ratios? We should know before going for trigonometrical ratios of them. So what we have, for that a particular rule has been made which is known as ASTC rule. To remember this in an easy way, we can also remember this as a particular sentence. That sentence may be add sugar to coffee. It may also be taken, remembered as all students to college, or we can also remember this after school to college. Anyway, you can remember the sentence, but what we need from them? We need the first letter of each word, that is ASTC. Here also ASTC, and here also we are finding ASTC. For what? See here, this is A, this is S, this is T, and this is C. If we write all these 4 quadrants, below them, this is first quadrant, this is for second quadrant, this is for third quadrant, and this is for fourth quadrant. Then how they are going to help us remembering the signs? A for all. It means in the first quadrant, whichever the angles are lying, for them all trigonometrical ratios will be positive. S. S comes for sine. And if sine is positive, reciprocal of that, cosec also will be, we call cosecant also will be positive in this. When we go to the third quadrant, T for tangent. And reciprocal of tangent is, we know cotangent. So these two will be positive, and rest all trigonometrical ratios in third quadrant for all the angles will be negative. Fourth one, C. C for cos, that is cosine. And the reciprocal of cosine is secant. So these two will be positive in this, and rest all will be negative. So this is the easiest way to remember that when the angle lies in the first quadrant, for that all trigonometrical ratios are positive. If it lies in the second quadrant, then sine and cosecant of the angle are positive, rest all will be negative. When it lies in third quadrant, tangent and cotangent are positive, rest all are negative. And here in the fourth quadrant, cosine and secant are positive, and rest all the trigonometric ratios will be negative. This is the easiest way to remember that, and we will be discussing in the next videos regarding the trigonometric ratios in all these 4 quadrants for different angles. Thanks for watching my video. If you have any doubt or comments, leave them in the comment box and I will get back to you.